Okay, guys, thank you for tuning into my channel. Yet another practice session for us. Today another trying to do the soft toss. Okay, so we're gonna just try to do as many soft tosses, see what numbers come out. I'm setting up. Okay, let me just show you my setup first. Okay, all right, this is what I want to do. Okay, got the three on top with the one here. And there I go. I'm already ready. That's the setup. Okay, you can see the 6-3 on top. You can see the 5-1 on the side. You got the 4 going here, the 2 on that side, right? You got that 4-1 on the bottom. You got that 6-2. And then on the inside, we all know we got that 5-3. So this is the way I toss at the casino. Okay, so guys, set up your dice any way you want that's comfortable for you. I know there's a lot of guys that do the hard way set and whatnot. So again, there we go. Right, that's my setup. That's setting the dice, and then my grip is going to be a stack grip and a toss. All right. I like to throw from at home. This is my makeshift table. It's a picnic table. Okay. It's the best I can do. I'm not going to spend $4,000 or $5,000 on a craps table. You can make your own craps table with a couple of, tools from Home Depot. So this is what I look like at home with my makeshift table. All right. So we're gonna do some soft tossing. See what numbers come out. Let's get the first ones in. Okay. All right. Looks like I got a hard 8. Right, here we go. All right, guys, if I make a mistake, put it in your comments. Okay, so the first toss was a hard 8. Okay, now again, it's not going to translate to the casino floor. What I want you guys to do is understand that you get muscle memory out of this. Before we keep going, please hit that like and subscribe button. Leave your comments and your commentary below. Give me a like too, right? And just help me out here, guys. Get some views. I just want to get to 1,000 first, and then we could worry about getting to 100,000 or whatnot. But I feel like it's pretty cool when I get feedback. Right, let's get the second toss in, setting up the dice. All right. Did not like that toss. One of them did hit the alligator skin. Believe it was this one. But I did get a 5. So that was a 4. Again, I don't like hitting the walls. I really don't. I feel like my landing spot has to be somewhere around here. But I did get the 5. Okay. Which is so funny because there's a 5 also on top. But because I was setting up the dice, if you remember, there's a 4-1 on my setup on the dice. So we're just practicing. When I said that it doesn't translate to the casino, not in a bad way. You're getting muscle memory at home. And that's the important thing, right? Your muscle memory of setting the dice, gripping it, and then tossing it softly towards that back wall. You want to hit underneath the alligator skin. Ooh, that landed real short. Now I landed short. That 4 hit the back wall. Now, I've seen some boxmen okay the throw. You want both to hit the wall. This one did. It was a 4. This one did not. Kind of hit a landmine, right? But again, this is at home. And what did I get out of it? It was a 10, a field number. Now, before I continue, I'm tossing from 12 foot out at home. When I'm at the casino, I try to get to 10 foot or 12 foot. I will not, at the casino, toss at 14 foot. I am not good at that. I think there's a lot of dice controllers that need to understand that. right? Try to get as close as to the wall when you're playing craps. If you're a random thrower, I know sometimes they could piss you off by being close to the wall, right? We've seen that a lot, right? But we're going to try our best to, get favorable throws here. All right, a little bit better, came in softer. Sometimes when you're at home, you're not always going to get the perfect shot. You're not always going to get inside this perimeter. Remember what I said in my previous videos. I'm trying not to hit these walls. That's not going to happen at a casino. These walls are not going to be at the casino, but this part is. So all my concentration at home is to hit underneath the alligator skin. I want this part, this bottom part right here. I don't want I don't want this, but I want the bottom part. All right. So this was a 10, easy 10. Right. I know there's a lot of guys that do they do the hard way set. That's okay. That's fine. There's guys that have been doing this longer than me. I've seen it. I go to casinos. I watch these guys. They're good. They really are good. I budget with $500. I go to the casinos and I'm very happy. Anything past $150, if the minimum for me to get off the table would be a profit of $150. Anything less, I'm still wrong. And you get $150 and above, you're good. You could walk away. That was a softer toss. Remember, I'm trying not to hit this. And that's a 2, and here's a 5, right? Now, getting these numbers, is it because of my dice set? Work on your dice sets that you feel are going to give you the numbers you want. A lot of guys will spread money out on a table, play the hard way set, and they're hoping to hit probably those one prop bets, right? The ones that are like 5 for 1s, right? Like a 10 for 1, 8 for 1, 15 for 1s, 30 for 1s, right? So you're setting the hard way. I just stay with one set, 6-3. Let's continue. A little bit harder there, but we ended up with a yo 11. Now today I don't have the whiteboard to show you my numbers, but you can always go back to the video and rewind it. Okay, that's a yo 11, guys. So I'm tossing from 12 foot out. That's not easy. It's very difficult. I struggle with it too, just like everybody else does. But again, because of setting the dice, I'm looking for favorable numbers, right? So the way we're shooting the dice right now, it's just a practice session. Now, I hate to say the number, but it's the dreaded 7 that I'm trying to avoid when I practice. And I always try to avoid it at the casino. I don't like seeing the 7 or the 2 and 3 when I first, when I'm first coming out, my first roll. 7 is okay to win. 11, 2, 3, 12 is not. Okay. But once I get to the point, I try my best not to even see that 7. Okay. So remember, these are just practice sessions that I'm showing. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate over to the casino. What it means is you're getting that muscle memory. That's the most important part. And then when you go to the casino, because you know how to set, because you know how to grip, because you know how to toss, and because you're standing between 10 and 12 foot out, you're giving yourself a chance to win money. That was too hard, but what did we get out of this? I believe that was a 5. Okay. Again, I don't want to see the 7. So these numbers that are coming out right now, I'm okay with. Right? So you got to remember, guys, the important thing here is your practice sessions, right? Muscle memory. I budget myself with $500. There's guys that bring more money because they're going to play bigger than me. They are strategically better at betting than me. Um, they'll place their, what they do is they'll use different strategies, for example, like an iron cross, and then they do what they call a 5 count. If they're still rolling after 5, they pick up their wins and then they continue, right? That's the way they do it. They place odds. They do all types of stuff. I've seen it. And if I'm lucky, I could work with somebody. I like that throw very much. It was soft. There was a bit of a rotation when it hit here, but it rolled a couple of times and then it came out to a 6, an easy 6. So we hit an inside number there, and we were able to cash that. Okay, so was it because of my dice setting? Possibly, but this is how you gotta go, guys. You gotta practice. I know a lot of guys have jobs. I know a lot of guys have obligations to family, work, and all types of stuff. I'm retired. I have a lot of time for myself, so it makes it easier for me to do this. But when I'm doing this, I also find little things that maybe could help my viewers and my audience as well. So they could become better players at the craps table. And that's what I'm trying to do here, right? Can you learn from an amateur? Absolutely. Listen, I've gone to tables and I've seen guys that just started playing these games, young guys too. And they look at me and they'll say, "Hey, guy, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" And I take advice from all over. I love the older guys, the guys that have been doing it for many years. I'm an older guy myself, but I'm just an amateur. I just started, back in during COVID was when I started studying this game. And I always learn from the veterans. Ooh. They kissed each other as they landed. He hit here. He spread out over there, but ended up with the yo 11. So, again, I'm trying to avoid the dreaded 7. I don't like shooting 7s, only on my come-outs, but I really don't even try for that. So if it comes out, great, you win on a come-out, but not when you're at the point, not when the puck is on. You want to keep rolling as much as you can. So, I try my best to show in my practice videos the importance of craps. Again, I haven't been posting much because I was doing my NFL sports betting, and that was really hard during the season to try to get information as you could, injury reports, all types of stuff, without getting too much into it. It really took me away from posting up my practice sessions because you have to set it up. You got to put your camera a certain way. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to work with the whiteboard. Today we're not doing that, but I was practicing. So it's not like I got away from the game. No, I was still going to casinos and playing. I just wasn't posting up my practice sessions. I do have previous videos. Oh, wow. I really, really, really love that throw. Guys, that was the best throw so far. That was the best throw so far. And we ended up with an easy 8. Yet another inside number. It's so funny because I'm getting this at home. I told you guys. At home, I'm going to get a lot of inside numbers. Favorable numbers. Is it the dice setting? Again, just try it. Doesn't hurt. You might be a hard way thrower. Maybe that's working for you. Fantastic. Maybe there's another way you're setting up the dice. Could it be the grip? I use a stack grip. It's the only grip I use when I'm at the casino. I've had a lot of guys come up to me and ask me if this really works. And I tell them, well, it's muscle memory to make it work. To make it work, it comes down to muscle memory. I'm trying to stretch my back because when I'm at the casino, my back hurts a lot. I do take a leave before I play. So, my back, I'm an older guy with a back issue. So it hurts. I didn't like that toss. Kind of curved in a way. And you know what? We crapped out. Guys, we got a 7 out of it. I hate 7s. And look, but we had a couple of good rolls in there before we got to 7. We're going to continue. I don't like seeing 7s. So we're going to continue. So there's our first 7, guys. And, I hate to say it, guys, but when you're practicing at home, it's best you try to avoid that. I don't like it at all. I'm one of those guys where it's a number I hate seeing. It really is. That's probably why people set up the hard way. But when you're setting up the hard way too, people forget what's on the. Let me show you why I don't like the hard way. Maybe it's because I see it this way. Look what's on the inside of a hard way. Did I set the dice wrong on a hard way? Is there another hard way? Because listen, I haven't done this in a long time with the hard way. Right? I haven't done that a long time with a hard way, right? You got the 4 and 3 on the outside and the 4 and 3 on the inside. Maybe, let me see if the 3V is showing anything different. Let me see. Yeah, that's a 3V, right? 3V. Jesus, what did I do here? I'm just trying to, okay, there's a Yo 11. There's a hard 8. There's a 3. I don't know. On the outside, right? I don't know. I'm just not into that. I'm really not into the hard way. I didn't like that first hard way set I showed. Did you see that 4-3 just sitting there? Can't take that. Let's continue. That went up the board. Was a lot of rotation. I threw it in too hard. As you can see, what do I always say? If you come in too hard, it's still going to come up. And I believe one of them did. I don't know if both of them did. I'll just have to review it later. But it was a 9. It was a 9. Is that because of the way I'm setting up 6-3? I don't know. But we're avoiding the 7s at all costs. That's why I love practice sessions, muscle memory, setting up the 6-3. That's what we try to do here, folks. Came in high, but I got a 5. Remember, I'm tossing from 12 foot out. I'm at home on a makeshift table. This is the picnic table part of it. Then I got a small picnic table underneath. And this is the box that I got from Golden Touch. Okay? So this is my practice box. But I was able to make a 14-foot table out of my picnic table. Plus, this side also is a picnic table. So this added to the 12 foot, so it made it 14. And so it's an original size craps table that you're going to see at a casino. They're all smaller ones, but I always toss from 12 foot out because I want to give myself the realism of a casino table. It's a harder felt. You will run into some of those harder craps tables, those electronic craps tables that you're seeing now. I'm not talking about crapless crap. I'm not talking about bubbles crap. I'm talking about there are tables that look beautiful, glass looking. They got digital stuff on the side, right? Telling you your roll, telling you your toss number, whatnot. And they're beautiful. And they're hard like this. They're glass tables. Now, if you have a casino that has a glass table like that, electronically, digital, whatever they call it, electronic table, just take the felt off of here and just toss on your picnic table. My picnic table is made of plastic, so maybe that might help you, get the same feel of that table. Yikes. I think that one went up the wall too. Remember, I'm trying to, all your throws are not perfect. Dice controllers will tell you your throws are not going to be perfect. I'm trying to aim right here underneath the alligator skin. I'm trying not to hit here. But I still got a field number, which was a 10. Okay. So remember, we're trying to avoid the 7. I'm not using a whiteboard today. I've used it in the past. Just trying to show you guys, a practice session that I haven't posted up in a long time. And I just want you guys to, this is 2026. The other videos were from 2025 around the summertime. And then when the NFL betting came around, I got into that. And you guys probably missed out a good season we had. I was on the winning side of not just the money line. I was on the winning side of the money line, winning side of the over and unders, and on the winning side of the spread. So it was a good season. We parlayed a few touchdown parlays. We did well with that. I made some change. Not going to brag. Made some change. Wasn't the big money I was looking for, because I always tell people to bet small to win big. But it's one of the reasons why I wasn't posting up my practice sessions, because I was doing a lot of homework on those laptops. All right, better throw. And we ended up with a, what is that, 4-1. Okay, here's the 4, right? There's the 4 and there's the 1. Okay, again, was it the setup? Maybe. Trying to avoid the 7s. Okay, but you could clearly see that, this is what I love showing my viewers. By practicing, getting this muscle memory. And believe me, guys, I will be practicing later on as well. Okay, so, once I show you some of the video here, I still have enough time to continue practicing. So it's not like I usually do it after I eat lunch. Okay, I'm here in the East Coast in Jersey, and, it's not even, what is it? I ate my breakfast somewhere around 7. So it's only 1 something. I usually eat about 2:30 around there, so I'm doing my best to show you what I can do in a practice session. Okay. I believe that was an inside number. You can see on the outside, you got the 5 and a 6, right? Just in case you get a Yo 11. But we ended up getting a 4, 3-1 easy for it, right? We ended up getting a 4 out of it. Okay. So far, so good in this practice session. Now, if you notice what was different from this practice session from a previous one, it is because I'm trying to simulate getting the dice back as well. They are going to be collecting money on the table. Don't be intimidated. Wait for the puck is off, just in case people crap out. Wait till the puck is off to place your bets so you can get your game going. Once that puck is on, don't get into the game, guys. That's my advice. It is annoying. If you're a random thrower, please be respectful of others trying to dice control. I hate hearing people tell dice controllers or people that are trying to be dice controllers, hey, that doesn't work, this and that. I don't like hearing that, guys. We're here to make money. When that guy's throwing, he's not only making money for himself, but he's also trying to make money for you guys as well. Because anytime he continues that toss, you should be winning on that table. You should really study the shooter. You're not going to place your money immediately. Do a 2 count, 3 count, and then place your money if you feel like this guy's comfortable at the way he's tossing. Make some money, guys. Don't criticize. Make some money. That toss, I love. That was a good toss, guys. I really, really love that toss. It came in softly, rolled a couple of times, and even though it was a 3, guess what, guys? This 3 did not crap me out because I had field number. Yeah, there's the 3 on the field number. So there it is, guys, a 3. Now, Do you want that on a come out roll? Absolutely not. Can it happen? Yes. But again, this is at home. Doesn't mean it's going to translate to the casino floor. The more you practice, the more muscle memory you got. And I've been playing so much this past year, twice a week. I try to do twice a week. If I could do once a week, I'm okay because I'm practicing my toss. I'm practicing my betting sessions at home. The more I do this, the better I get at it. And if there's somebody out there that sees me at the casino floor, if you've seen my previous videos, you should know how I look. I always walk around with shades or a cowboy hat or a Hawaiian shirt. And if you ever see me, walk up to me, hey, Casino P, I've seen your videos. Hey, you want to throw some at the craps table? We could be a team. I could do the throwing for you. I wouldn't mind doing that, right? If you're good at betting and you need me to toss for you, I'm here. I'm here. Am I bragging about the way I throw? No, I'm just saying this is an opportunity for people out there. If you feel like your game is terrible on the tossing side of it, but your game is great on the betting side of it, we could be a team. We could be a team. I can toss for you. Right? That one went up the wall, but we got a hard 6 out of it, right? A hard 6 out of it. And that's okay. Look, you even got an easy 6 to the side. But got 3-3, right? Not bad, guys. We're trying to avoid the 7s, right? So, that's how we toss here, guys. Try to do the best we can and give you the best results. I put it on video because the most important elements of this game is the setting, the grip, and the toss. It has to be to the point where it's muscle memory, right? When you get to a craps table, don't get intimidated. Try to get to one where there's minimal people, less than 8 preferably. Sometimes these tables can get crowded. So if you could get a table where there's 4 people on it, wonderful. Because it gives you more opportunities to toss, okay? So yeah, don't get intimidated by the craps table. I know you're going to hear a lot of noise and stuff like that, random throwers, control dice or whatever, dice controllers. Don't get intimidated. Budget yourself. If you're a first timer, maybe $300 to $500 is good for you. I know I take $500 with me when I go, and usually I'm bringing home an extra $200, $300. I'm happy. If I could go there with $500 and get in my car and drive home with $800 in my pocket, it's a win. That was, didn't like that toss that much, but we got a hard 10 out of it, right? So the last 2 throws were hard numbers. So this, the 5 there, and this, the hard 10, okay? I'm a field number thrower, and I'm okay with that. So yeah, guys, so that's what you want to do at the casino. You want to be able to toss, right? Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for me. Give me a like. Leave your comments below. Please, please. I need viewers, please. I know I haven't been posting up a lot, and I know the algorithm of it, hasn't been going and circulating around for me. That's on me. I was doing so much NFL sports betting and really neglected to show my practice sessions. But please, I'm gonna do the best I can to keep showing practice sessions, and just hit that like button for me and leave your comments. Look, if I'm doing something bad here, let me know. I know my camera angles aren't the best. I'm still amateur at this YouTube thing, so you're gonna see the best angle I can give you, which is this angle right here. I mean, this is the best way I can show you what my craft sessions are like, right? It's up close and personal. Okay. And that was a 5. Okay. But yeah, guys, when I go to the casinos, I'm trying my best to, I budget myself to bring $500. I know that I'll be depending on other tossers at the casinos. They may not be as good as others. Maybe they're random throwers. I hate betting with random throwers. Um, but at the same time, sometimes the box man or the stick man will say, hey, listen, you got to place a bet before your turn comes up. Otherwise, we'll skip your turn. So you have to be careful, guys. Try to be sneaky at the same time. In other words, wait a 2 count with the random thrower, then place a minimal bet. Nothing major. Do not spread your money around. Not with another thrower. Now, if you see what you think is a good dice controller, again, wait the 3, 5 count, right? Then place a bet. You got to do it in a way where the stick man, the box man is not noticing that. If you don't do that, they will skip your turn. So be careful, right? There are some friendly stickmen out there. They want to make money like you. They love their tips. Okay. I like the toss, but it wasn't favorable. I did get the dreaded 7 out of it. Okay. So here's the second 7 that we received. Too much spinning. I believe it hit the alligator skin as well. So that's a 7. So yeah, at home, you're going to get bad tosses. No toss is the same at any casino or at home. Don't get discouraged. Keep practicing. Okay. Now, I'm not saying to build an entire craps table in front of your family where they can't see the TV or whatnot. Don't do that. Do it in your basement or somewhere where you feel comfortable. Maybe on the side of your living room floor or something where you're not obstructing anybody's view of the television or just when you have the time, guys. Okay. And I know there's guys out there that are dying to play this game and practice and get good at it, and they just don't know how. Make sure you don't have to necessarily, first of all, I bought this from the Golden Touch, but you can make this on your own. And you don't need this alligator skin. Maybe buy a box, just a box, a wooden box, shave it down. You know, you guys know how to build this, right? Couple of nails, hammers, right? I believe maybe some crazy glue or something. I don't know, Gorilla Glue. Then, make yourself a box and practice. And when nobody's around, buy a couple of dice, real casino dice if you can. They're expensive. Some of them are over 30, 40, right? Comes in a box of 5. So, with serial numbers would be great. Practice every day. Make shift the table. Let's say your wife is out for the day or you live alone or whatever, do it in your apartment. I've seen YouTube videos where guys are throwing from their own apartments. Okay, so that's a little bit of advice for you guys. I know it's hard. I'm not stupid. I know guys have other obligations. But if this is the game you love and you want to make a lot of money, then maybe you want to invest in practicing, okay? A little bit of a hard throw, but we got a hard 2 out of it if this was the come out roll, because remember, we crapped with the 7 before. So this would have been a come out roll and we would have lost, right? Because it was a 2. Okay, but it was a hard 2. We're just trying to avoid the 7 here, guys. We're not even worrying about coming out because we're not doing any betting right now. I just threw these chips on here on the felt to look like a landmine or something, right? That's all I did there. But this is what we're doing. This is how we practice. This is what we try to do every day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't invest about an hour of my time into it. If it's an hour, it's just tossing into the box. If I don't set up this table, if I don't set up the table with the felt and everything else, then I'll just put the box in a corner and then I move back about 12 foot and I'm throwing it and throwing to the box. That's how I practice, guys. There's nothing special about it. We're here to make money and we're here to practice to make money, all right? It's just like any sport in Denver, right? Any sport in Denver you get, if I sounded that correctly, right? You're the pitcher, the back wall's the catcher. You got to get it to the landing spot of your choice, and you got to toss it correctly, grip it correctly, toss it whatever is comfortable for you, and just keep doing it till it becomes muscle memory. One hit the wall, one did not. Sometimes, like I said in the beginning of the video, sometimes the box man will let you slide with that. So it was a hard 12. Right, that was a hard 12. Okay. Sometimes they let you slide, or sometimes they'll just say, listen, sir, you got to keep hitting that back wall. Otherwise, the throw won't count. We go to the next year. I think they give you like three shots at it. Okay. So remember, guys, it's all about practice. What's that, a 6? Easy 6. Yeah, easy 6, guys. Easy 6. That's what came out of it. Okay. We can accept that. That's an easy 6, guys. So we're going to accept that. All right. Another inside number. No, you went on a 6. But, guys, that's what we do here. We're practicing. It's muscle memory. I know there's a lot of guys out there probably watching this video, maybe don't want to watch it to the fullest. I get it. I know you got other stuff to do, or maybe you're just watching this over a bowl of cereal, lunch, dinner, whatever it is. It's just giving you an insight on why I do these practice sessions. It's also giving you an insight of what can happen with setting the dice a certain way, gripping it a certain way, tossing it a certain way. I throw from 12 foot out to simulate how I would do at a casino. I hate throwing from 14 foot out. I don't get the same muscle memory out of it. It's a tougher toss. I don't do it. I try to go from 10 to 12. I try to get as closest to the stick man. I'm a lefty, so I'll be throwing right next to the stick man from the listen, I'm a lefty, so I'm going to call it for what it is. I might sound stupid saying it. I'm a lefty throwing from the left side of the table. Okay, that's all I can say. I'm on the right arm of the stick man, but I'm throwing with my left arm. Okay, so that's the best way I can put it, all right? As ignorant as that sounds, okay? So from the stick man's right arm, I'm throwing lefty. Okay, I believe that was a hard 2, right? Snake eyes. That's what they call it, snake eyes. Okay. So that's snake eyes. Okay. There you go, right? You got the snake eyes going. All right. But again, if you're playing the field numbers and you're at your point, that pays double. Okay? A lot of stuff that you can do while playing craps. Okay? And that's one of them. Again, guys, we're doing our best. All right. So let's just keep tossing. Ooh, that was an interesting toss because it kind of like it hit here and then like kind of jumped real quick towards the back, but it's still, I'm not sure if I saw it correctly. Was it underneath here? Maybe you guys could tell me on your commentary. But we did get an 8 out of it. It was an interesting throw because it hit somewhere here and then just jetted back here. I think it hit like a bump over here, which is okay because I consider that a landmine. So sometimes that'll happen. You might hit chips and then it accelerates back there. But we ended up still getting an 8, an easy 8. And that's okay, guys. That's okay. We're here to make money, so we do have to practice. And practice is the most important thing for everybody here to understand. Okay? If you're like me, retired, have a lot of time on your hand, then it's perfect. But if you're not retired, you're out there working, have odd hours, or maybe you have other family obligations or your own personal obligations to other stuff, I get it. But if this is the game you truly, truly love, and I know there's guys out there that gamble, and when you're a gambler, you will do everything to get an edge. And this is why these videos are very important for you, because you want that edge. You want to know, and you want to hear it even from an amateur like me. Why are you successful at the casinos, right? That's usually a question I get a lot. And I tell people, it's not that I'm always successful because I crap out like everybody else. It's just that I want to prolong my throws. I want to go on to a serious 15 to the mid 20s type of roles where I know I can collect money. And once I collect the money and I'm good and I count it and I'm like, you know what, I'm up, I'm out of there. And that's the whole point. I do this twice a week, guys. I'm making an easy, well, I don't want to call it easy because, calling it easy is insulting to the real professional craps player. But I am making about an extra $300 a week doing this. Imagine what you guys can do who know how to strategically bet, who've been tossing dice. What did I get here? Okay, a 5. Okay. So that's a 4. There we go. And there's your 1, right? 5, right? So guys, there are many stories I can tell you out there in the craps community. I listen to everybody. I listen to Color Up. I listen to King Dice or Dice King, whatever he calls them. So I listen to the veterans out there. Some of them, rest in peace, have passed away, but they did leave videos for us to learn from, and just being respectful there. So I learn from everybody. I know there's amateurs out there also throwing out their videos with it. I watch them too. Any little edge I can get, because if this is something you love, it's like if you're playing a sport. If you're a quarterback, what do you think you're going to do every day? You're going to throw that football till you get it to the point where you know how to throw it to a target. You're going to study the playbook. You're going to do whatever it takes to give you that advantage to become a better player, right? Like Tom Brady, the GOAT, right? That's how they became great. What do you think? Tom Brady, if everybody knows this story, right? He is a guy drafted in the 6th round, had the worst looking body at the combine. If anybody knows what the combine is there all these collegiate guys that want to get drafted, go to the combine to put themselves in a better position. It looked like he put himself in a worse position. No body, no nothing. But he still got drafted. And then within 2 years, he was winning a Super Bowl, guys, because he invested in himself. I'm going to show these people what I can do. Practice, practice, practice. He did it for 20-something years. Greatest to do it. Right, I didn't like that toss. They kind of like landed, kissed each other, and then went their separate ways. But it is a 4. It's not a 7, and that's what we're doing. And guys, by the way, my tosses today were a little bit longer in other words, every time I finished the toss, I took my time to toss again because I'm simulating what I'm going to be doing at a casino, right? They're collecting money right now, right? You got the 4. There's probably a couple of people on the table that bet on a 4. They're collecting their money, or people are buying into the game. Yeah, you never know, right? So yeah. So today, this video went a little bit longer than usual, but it's just to show you what my practice sessions are all about. Let's continue. I try to get in, and this is the 7. This is the 4 and 3. I think I'm gonna stop the video now. This is only I believe this is the 3rd number 7 that I've thrown out. This is a 4-3. I think this is the last toss I'm gonna do for now. I'm going to toss later on. Don't know if I'll put it on video, but I'm gonna stop this video because I think I went over certain minutes as far as tossing it, right? I just wanted to show you guys what I do. I haven't forgotten about you guys in the craps community. I go to casinos twice a week. Let me just pause this video real quick. All right, hold on. Okay, guys, we've just finished this practice session. Hopefully I'll be posting up more for you guys how I toss, set up, grip, and toss. I know my camera angles aren't always the best, but it's to show what we've been doing for quite some time now with practicing sessions and what we can do for muscle memory. That's the important thing. So today was an upload that I'll be putting out there because, again, like I said, right, I've been NFL sports betting this past season, and that's part of what I do as well for my audience. That's why I'm known as Casino Pete, because I not only gamble on slots and play craps and table games, I also sports bet. in particularly football. I have the UFL season coming up, so you guys will be able to watch me give you predictions as well as outcomes and stuff like that. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys today another practice session. I haven't forgotten about my craps community, but we do this for muscle memory. Okay, this is my makeshift table. I try my best to put the best videos out there. It's amateurish. I know, I get it. On my camera angle, I have a makeshift table, but if you love the game of craps, then you got to find a way to give yourself an advantage when you enter the casino. Otherwise, listen, this is a game that has a huge house edge because, in some ways, they feel that it's a game that you can beat. After all, they're physically placing that dice onto your hands. So you're in control. From the very beginning, they push that dice to you. It's in your hands. Now it's up to you to strategically bet and control that dice to win. I like to call myself a rhythm thrower more than a dice controller because I have the same setting, grip, and toss. And it's all because of muscle memory. And that's the only reason why I do well with that. But anyway, guys, tune into my channel as much as you can. Please give me these views. I really, really want to get up there. Okay. I know there's professionals out there that probably have better YouTube videos than me, better angles, better ways of teaching. I get all of that. I've only been doing this since 2020. I first started doing this during COVID when I was indoors. I began to understand the game of craps. I wanted to play another table game other than blackjack and baccarat, and I got really good at this. I practice every day. I have my way of setting the dice. You guys probably have your way. I have my way of gripping. You guys probably have your way. I toss differently, okay, but it's working for me. And maybe there's somebody out there that wants to try it and maybe it'll work for them. But anyway, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave your commentary. Much appreciated. And give me a like also, okay? Much appreciated. So until next time, right? Next practice session I post up. I hope you've enjoyed this one, maybe took a thing or two from it. I didn't speak much about strategy because, yet again, until I'm knowledgeable and know what I'm talking about, then I can give you some more knowledge on it, okay? It's not that I'm trying to avoid it. It's because I don't want to give misinformation out there. And if I'm giving you misinformation out there, please, please let me know in the comment section, okay? Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. I love the audience that I have out there. Thank you so much. I need viewers. Keep hitting that like button. Keep subscribing. Do whatever it takes to keep Casino Pete going. All right, guys? Until next time, peace out, guys. And I wish you guys the best at the casino and at any craps tables you guys go to. So till next time, peace out and good luck at any casinos you go to in the game of craps. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.